What it do with y'all? It's your boy Deryck coming at y'all with another video. What's good, DK Nation? What's happening? Tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell another friend, and tell another friend, and tell a family member, tell another family member to subscribe to my channel. And while you at it, tell your stupid ass grandpa, your crazy ass grandma to subscribe as well. While you at it, hit the notification button so you can be notified every time I upload another lit ass video. Let's go, DK Nation. Gang, gang.
Triple dip.
You got scrubbing. Video is just to let y'all know what's been going on lately, some of the new updates with me, and just to basically to fill y'all in on what's popping. I think we left off with you guys knowing that I had my hysterectomy. As far as bottom surgery, I'm definitely gonna go with Philo. One of the issues that I was running into, you know, with the whole pandemic and the COVID and everything going on, and people not really scheduling or taking precaution, or like basically not scheduling as much, this, that, and the third, they led me to believe that they were gonna choose a plastic surgeon. They already had the urologist, and either the plastic surgeon didn't choose the hospital or the hospital didn't choose them. However the hiring process went, it didn't happen. So which left me in the woods of basically just lingering, waiting to see what was going to happen. And I originally went back to my normal provider, and I was like, or my primary care, and I was like, you know, you guys referred me to this person, and I had my consult with them for nothing. So basically I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for him to respond to me and let me know, like, this is what we're going to do moving forward, yada, yada, yada. And it just was a standstill. It was constantly a runaround. And so I went and started seeking other places. There's a place in Cleveland, Ohio I called today. There's a place in Nashville, Tennessee that I called. So I have 2 virtual consults coming up. And the reason why I decided to go with virtual is because I had an appointment in Chicago. It was actually yesterday. And the doctor, it was just a hot mess, shall I say. There was one person that I spoke to that was like, he never had an issue with this doctor, but literally every person that I spoke to about this doctor has said, you know, we go and it's not a pleasant experience, and just off a consult, we want to like do something about it. And I was like, man, it's just a consult. Like, how bad could it be? So they scheduled me for this consult. They never looked at my chart. I've been with this doctor maybe a year and a half ago. And when I went, he basically told me that I needed to have all these things taken care of. So I'm under the assumption that, okay, I get them done, come back. He's like, because we booked 2 months out, or 2 weeks out. So basically, once you get that done, you come back. It's smooth sailing. So I come back, and the address that they gave me led me to, I had to park in, I chose my own parking garage because I was unsure of where to park. And these are some of the things that maybe they should tell you. Because when you go to Chicago, the parking is ridiculous. So I parked in the parking garage. There's like like red elevator. There's blue elevators. I don't understand. So when I went in, I think I went in the red elevators and came out on the blue or something like that. I went in on the blue, came out in the red. And the elevators were making so much noise, I decided to go down. And when I went down, I went across the street. And as we were driving into the parking garage, I'm like, you know what? There's the address. I'm going to go back over there. So I went around the corner and to get to the address to realize that they got all these signs on the doors and windows basically saying they're not letting people in. So I went around the corner and I found another address, and I was like, you know what, let me go in here. So I go inside, I go up the steps, I bust a right. That's like I go up these steps and I go up another steps like that, and then I bust a right and I'm running to this dude. And I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this address. And he's like, okay. What are you looking for? And I'm like, I'm looking for plastic surgery. And he's like, okay, where at? And I'm like, huh? So he tells me for age, I tell him like 4H, 4th floor. And he's like, oh, well, why don't you just leave with that? Well, not to like detour the story, but I was always told that I give too much information. So instead of doing that, I tried to figure out, well, maybe I'm not in the right building, so let's get to the right building before I even try to tell you I need to be on the 4th floor in section 4H. So he basically told me to go all the way down the hall, down this hall, bust a left, bust a right, yada yada, scoop the bam. So I did all that, and then I had to go down these steps, turn around, take the elevator up to the 4th floor. But I had to go on a different type of wing to be able to take that elevator to the 4th floor. Otherwise, I would have been in a different 4th floor. Then the letters go from A to Z, I assume, because I seen A through H. And when I finally made it to H, I had to find the right representative that could check me in. Then I get checked in, I go back, he comes in, and I'm talking to him, and I'm telling him about how I kept my ovaries because I do want to have kids. He's like, are you going to carry them naturally? I was like, how am I going to do that if I had a hysterectomy? And when you do that, they take your uterus. They took my fallopian tubes. So how am I going to carry and have a natural birth? I don't know if he was seeking for me to know if I had done my research, but even if I hadn't have done my research, like, you're the doctor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment down below, DK Nation. Comment down below if y'all feel like maybe I might be tripping. But in my eyes, I'm like, if you're the doctor, you're supposed to know this stuff. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to carry. I'm going to come off my medicine. And then if my egg count, because my wording is right, but I know what I want to say. If my egg count isn't where it needs to be, then I would just take estrogen and get it there. They would retrieve the eggs and then transfer them over to my girlfriend, and she would carry. And he just kept looking at me like I didn't know what I was talking about or something. He's like, so maybe you're not ready for bottom. I'm like, excuse you? He said, well, maybe you're not ready if you still have your ovaries. I said, what? I traveled 3 hours to get here, and I'm about to be late to work. To sit here and have a conversation with you for you to tell me that you don't think that I'm ready? Like, what type of shit is that? So then he's like, well, I prefer all my patients to meet with my assistant. Just sit tight. I'll come back. I'll give you his information. I was like, well, what's the process? Like, you want me to meet with them? How many visits is it? 1? Is it 10? Like, I don't understand why I need to meet with him. I already have my letters of recommendation and everything. So I'm just a little confused. He's like, well, this is what I prefer. And after you meet with him, then we can discuss a plan on moving forward. I was like, okay, well, wait, you're trying to leave, and I have so many more questions that aren't being answered, and it's like, I didn't come here for a 2-minute conversation. And then, so he's like, what? And I told him, I'm like, well, one, you told me to pick between 5 different things that meant the most to me. Was it, like, whether or not I could feel anything, which was, like, sensation. Another one was my size. Another one was how it looked. Another one was if I could pee. And I forgot what the other one was. And I told him, I'm like, out of all these things, I care about the size. And the reason why I'm here is because I want to know, like, can I get more than a 5? And if that's not something you can produce, then I need to seek my options elsewhere. And he was like, oh, no, 5 is all we can do. I'm like, I'm thinking about, like, a 6, maybe even a 7. If you can go higher, that'd be perfect. And then, like, what is your donor site? Is it going to be my thigh? Is it going to be my arm? If so, and I took my arm out of my sleeve, and I'm like, here's my arm for, I've been doing electrolysis, and I want to know, since I'm not hairy, is this enough for you, or do I need to do more? What? He said, I'm going to get that information from my assistant, I'll be back. He comes back with a fucking post-it sticker, and it has a name on it. And he's like, you can Google them and get their information, and yeah, after you've met with them, then schedule another visit with me. I'm like, what type of visit am I scheduling with you? Why can't I meet together? Like, is he not here? If this is your assistant, I'm just confused. Like, why do I need that? Well, I need to know that he's going to be okay in assessing you and saying that you're okay for the surgery. You're not even going to give me the size I want. So technically, anything you say doesn't matter right now. But then he just walked off. Before I can even say, you're not even going to give me the size I want. So technically, meeting with you is nothing right now. Like, there's a lot of shit that I had to say. And he just, like, when I tell you he walked off, he, like, wandered off. Like, out of the office. Like, left the door open and everything. When he went to go get the Post-it note, he left the door open. And I'm like, you're not going to shut the door? Like, I'm pissed off. Like, my girlfriend couldn't even come in here. I had to be on the phone call with her so she can hear, because I can't have nobody else back here with me. It just made no sense to me whatsoever. And so I spoke to the manager, and I told him, like, everything that happened and just how rude it kind of was that he was. Like, I traveled this far, and she's like, I'll pay for your parking, and I'll have a conversation with him and see what we can do moving forward. No, there's no moving forward. I don't want anything to do with him. That was rude. That was my second time coming down. I don't live here anymore. And then having to keep coming and having these bad situations transpire is something that I'm no longer, like, interested in. So, that being said, to sum up that visit, it was trash. moving forward, I just decided that any doctor's office that I call, I'm going to ask them, size is the main thing of my concern. Is my ovaries going to be a problem? And then scheduling, trying to figure out how far off it's going to be. I have a consult for a revision on my chest December the 17th, so I'm going to go for that in Chicago, but that's with a different hospital. This is the thing, what I've learned. And I don't want to make this video super long, but I want to make it as very informational as I can. One of the things that I've realized, people are so, like, I don't want to say careful, because you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but just because I'm trans, you don't have to do it. Like, I don't know, he's like, are they trans? Like, when I was going for my laser, and I was trying to get the person to help me find a place that can do laser. Well, I later realized that they don't really do laser with someone who has tattoos, so I have to get electrolysis. Long story short, he was just like, ask them, are they trans friendly? I'm like, for what? Why does that matter? That's basically saying, letting this person know that I went through the process. That's not like, I'm not trying to say I'm hiding behind the fact that I'm trans, but it's not everybody's business. If you look at me and you assume that I am a man, you see the facial hair, all of that, then you just assume. So there's no reason for you to, and it's legally changed as my name, my gender marker, all of that. So there's no reason for me to disclose that information. If you're going to do laser on me, you're going to do it the same way you did my laser or my electrolysis as you did Tom, Dick, and Harry, Sherry, Cindy, Wendy, whoever the fuck you're going to do it on. Excuse my language. I'm just saying, so it doesn't matter who is trans and who's not. Anyway, and then he was just too trans careful, shall I say. And then another thing was, like, I personally feel that the definition of trans is to go from one gender to the next. I don't want to be like someone who is a hypocrite or homophobic or something like that. It's like, God made Adam and Eve. This is how it should be, a man and a woman. But I do feel, okay, that is true, but you can be gay, you can be straight, you can be bisexual, whatever. You know what I mean? My views on trans is, if you're going to transition completely. Because you don't want to be somewhere, I don't want to say at a club or somewhere, and you try to introduce yourself to a man or to a woman, whatever you prefer, and then they assume, because you don't know, it's never a right way to when to come out, but you don't want to assume, like, okay, like for me, example, if I go try to talk to a female, I have to disclose off tops that I am who I am and what process I've been through. Because you don't want them to start liking you or whatever the case is, and then find out later that you don't have what they're looking for. And then, because one girl told me previously in the past, that should have been something you asked or said before you even asked for my number. So that means, I don't have to worry about that. But I'm just saying, like, in the past, that was something that was brought up, and I just want to say, like, I feel that should be something that you talk about off top. So I just don't understand it. Like, there's a lot of trans people that only want to do chest, that don't want to do bottom, or with a lot of the men, they take their estrogen, and I'm under the assumption, because I don't know, that their breasts start to form, and then they just get bottom surgery. But some don't. They just rather tuck, and I don't understand. Maybe if I had a conversation with them, I could. But I don't. I just assume that, like, if you're going to say you're transitioning, transition fully. And if you're not going to transition fully, get the fuck out of my way. Because I remember so many times when I used to go to my hospital, she got so booked when everyone found out that she was, like, prescribing hormones and this, that, and the third. And it just kind of pissed me off, because, like, I truly want to go through this whole process. And people who only want to do it just so they can get a dick, or so they can get their titties cut off, but they don't want to do the whole thing, or they just want to get a vagina, or they want to get breast, and they don't want to do the whole thing. You're in my way, because I want to do it all. I want to do it all. It's not cosmetic for me, and I truly, this is my personal opinion, feel like if you only want to do top or bottom, you don't want to do both, you don't want to take the hormones, or you only want to do it however you want to do it, I feel like instead of doing it the proper way, it's just cosmetic. Pay for that shit out of pocket. Don't come to me and be like, hey, I'm trans. Hey, Deryck, I only want to get a penis. Go pay for that shit then. Fuck out my face. And it's too hard to get to where I want to be. When I book my appointments now, I basically just tell them, like, I want to move forward. I just want to have a virtual consult so that way we can talk about these main things that interest me so that way I can get them taken care of and make sure that this is something that we are both on the same page about. And I also just, from that moving forward, and once we get that down, I just want to know how far out you're booking, because I am going to have this revision on my chest. I only plan to be down a week, maybe 2 weeks, because it's just a revision. It's nothing major. It won't even be a long surgery. And then my consult for one of the doctors is in Nashville, Tennessee, and the other one is in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm pretty sure the consults won't be long. One's like December, like the 24th or something like that, and the other one, or 21st or something, 22nd maybe. The other one's January the 18th, my older brother's birthday. So I'm going to have those consults and then talk about what steps I need to take to moving forward. My biggest thing for me, I can just say there was a huge weight lifted off of me getting my chest removed. Moving forward, I just would like to get this bottom process over with, because it's too much of a weight. I'm tired of feeling like I'm not complete. You know, the dysphoria is still there, and I'm just ready to get everything taken care of. Like I said, I'm open to helping everybody else out. Some people come to me with the most ignorant questions ever. If you come to me and you're just like, you're packing yet? You got that thing yet? Did you ever have bottom surgery? Are you complete yet? How's your penis? Is it done? How does it look? Get out my inbox. That's not how you talk to nobody. And I don't want to say it because I'm trans and I know people are interested or whatever, but do you just walk up to a random guy and like, let me see your dick? Like, you know what I mean? That's not how you come to people. So, like, that's not how you come to me. And like I said, I'm very open. I'm very understanding when it comes to a lot of things. But that's not how you come to me. I don't care if we haven't talked in a long time and you genuinely want to know about my transition. Follow me on YouTube so you can see my progress and the changes. There's videos where I still had my chest, and there's videos where I don't now. You know, you can see the videos from where my voice started to where my voice is now. You can see the shit from where I didn't have facial hair to where it is now. And these are starting to come in. You can't probably see them because of the lighting and whatnot. But it is starting to come in. This is very, very light. But that's my thing when it comes to the whole transition. I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything the way that makes me the most comfortablest, and I just want to get everything taken care of. I don't want to basically be stuck in a position to where I'm not getting the opportunity to move forward. And so if my opportunity to move forward would be to find a different hospital, and like I said, I don't mind traveling, but I just want to make sure that this is going to get taken care of, because I don't want to have to go through this process alone and struggle. And I'm not saying I'm alone, because obviously I have friends and family, but alone to where, like, I get upset, I get mad, I get however I'm feeling about this process not being taken forward. So, like, I keep a lot of those things to myself, and I want to be completed. Anyway, I just want to say thank you, DK Nation, for rocking with me as long as you're rocking with me. I have merch that I've been working on. I've been struggling trying to find a nice supplier. I want to buy good quality clothes. I just want you guys to know I'm trying to do hats, I'm trying to do shirts, I'm trying to do long sleeve shirts, pants, joggers, all that stuff. Hoodies, definitely hoodies. I need all types of branding all over all my stuff. So yeah, appreciate y'all rocking with me, DK Nation. I'm sorry for the long video. I hope that it was very informational. And moving forward, I just want to let y'all know I'm here. Hit me up. Social media, whether it be Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, text messages. If you got my number, reach out. Hit me back. Drop a comment in the box below. And don't forget, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell another friend, tell a family member, tell another family member to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to tell your crazy ass granny and your stupid ass grandpa that both of them need to subscribe as well. Hit the button below, subscribe, hit the notification gang so you can be notified every time I upload another decent ass, dope ass video.